George Russell is no stranger to pressure, but his latest message to Charles Leclerc about Lewis Hamilton is a statement that echoes through the Formula One paddock. As Mercedes gears up for an intense 2025 season, Russell finds himself in uncharted territory. With Hamilton's monumental move to Ferrari and Leclerc stepping into the spotlight, Russell's warning carries weight. Could this be a strategic play or a sign of the challenges ahead? Let's dive into the unfolding drama and Russell's pivotal role in Mercedes' future. The development led to a massive fallout at Mercedes after Hamilton made the mind-boggling decision to join Ferrari. Russell now becomes the clear #1 driver on the team, coveted and fraught with expectations. The young Briton has risen through the ranks, proving himself in virtually every seat he has occupied. But never has the bar been so high. However, Mercedes has a battle well into the 2025 season against Ferrari, Red Bull, and Aston Martin. Of course, every keen eye is on Russell to defend the charge, but before he clears the way, he must make way for the demands of the intense scrutiny to which he will surely be subjected. With the departure of Hamilton, the era ends, and there will be a huge gap for the young star to fill. The successor will have to prove himself as a consistent and stable performer under outstanding pressure, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli waits in the wings. The performances took place in hindsight from 2024, with Russell racing brilliantly. He had outqualified consistently and outscored him, a feat that many would argue sealed his position as Mercedes' future. But of course, it then had context. The car was designed that year to play to Russell's strengths, and lower expectations were born of the underdog status that the team had. Now, in 2025, those circumstances have changed. Russell must now lead Mercedes against a grid that has become tougher than ever. He will be judged not by being able to score points, but by leading the team through the challenges that lie ahead. As the spotlight burns brighter, Russell's warning to Leclerc serves as both a statement of intent and a reminder that he's not just here to follow in Hamilton's footsteps. He's here to carve his legacy. For George Russell, the weight of expectations at Mercedes is monumental. As the team's lead driver, he is no longer competing in Hamilton's shadow, but is now tasked with leading the team to victory. This isn't just about individual performance. It's about carrying the legacy of a team that dominated the sport for almost a decade. The fans, team management, and sponsors all have high hopes for Russell. His previous performances proved he could deliver under pressure, but leading a top-tier team brings a different level of scrutiny. Every mistake will be magnified, and every success will be compared to Hamilton's illustrious career. Russell knows he must balance aggression on the track with strategic thinking to avoid cracks in his leadership. Adding to the intensity is the presence of Ferrari and Red Bull, both of whom are determined to outshine Mercedes. Russell's warning to Leclerc wasn't just about Hamilton's undeniable talent. It was also a subtle reminder of the relentless nature of the competition. In va-va-voom, all Mercedes employees are and should also be going through dramatic changes in strategic reevaluation. The fact that Hamilton has moved on into the sunset compelled the team to rethink its future direction. He is capable of carrying the weight of a driving championship to Russell, but also has to develop cars with the best possible fit for his driving style. Big names in the squad, including Toto Wolff, are watching Russell to see that he can adapt and inspire others. Can he hold morale high during the rough sailing? And can he make those calls from inside the race that Hamilton was so good at? Mercedes also faces the challenge of nurturing their rising star, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. The young driver has already shown flashes of brilliance, and the team must carefully manage this dynamic to avoid internal conflict. Russell's journey to becoming Mercedes' #1 driver is complicated by the presence of Antonelli. While the Italian prodigy is officially the team's second driver, his ambition and hunger for success are evident. It is a challenging task for Mercedes to balance the needs of two highly talented drivers. Russell has to show his authority during his life while maintaining the same atmosphere of cooperation. Intra-team friction can throw the balance of the team and spoil their chances against the sizzling external competition. For Russell, this is not the time for easygoing. but for facing challenges and seizing opportunities that would secure his position in F1 history. George Russell is no longer guaranteed position number 1 at Mercedes. Winning races forms only a part of the F1 paradigm. The judging of talent is of equal importance, and myriad talents are eyeing his seat. There are the rising stars, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, plus those already grading their performances on the proven scale, like Charles Leclerc, who form external threats. Mercedes will be willing to change tack if Russell doesn't show consistent performance. Norris is a name that never seems to leave the mouths of Mercedes people, for obvious reasons, as he is making quite a name for himself at McLaren, and the chemistry with Toto Wolff only serves to cement him as one of the serious candidates. The same applies to Piastri, who is quickly proving his mettle. For Russell, competition isn't only on track scores, he has an uphill task ahead to prove his worth in the future. That's what outside competition means. F1 isn't a place where drivers ever stop trying. Underperformances fuel speculation for replacement, and Russell understands that only excellent results keep such threats at bay. Internally, Russell also faces challenges in maintaining harmony within the Mercedes garage. The arrival of Andrea Kimi Antonelli as his teammate brings new dynamics to the team. While Antonelli is still developing, his raw talent and ambition are undeniable. Mercedes must manage this dynamic carefully to ensure it doesn't disrupt team cohesion. Russell's leadership will be tested in managing this relationship. He must establish himself as the team leader without alienating Antonelli or creating friction. After all, internal discord can be just as damaging as external pressure. Hamilton excelled in maintaining team unity, and Russell will need to replicate that balance to avoid Mercedes falling into disarray. What's more, the engineers, strategists, and crew are all familiar with Hamilton's way of managing personnel. It will now depend on how Russell earns their trust to lead them. He needs to inspire confidence in his driving and in leading the team through change. Russell must deliver on and off the track to secure and possibly thrive in his position. Consistency involves regular podium finishes and a couple of wins because that will endorse him as very valuable for Mercedes. Besides the results, he must also prove he can deal with the pressure imposed by an elite-level team. He has to build his off-track image as that of a leader, building trust with the team, graceful handling under media scrutiny, and a cool head under pressure are all non-negotiable. Ultimately, Russell's path to survival will depend on performance, creating a strong team culture and rising above the noise and speculation. If he can face these challenges head-on, he will not only keep his seat but will also forge a path toward being remembered as one of the greats in Formula One. But any misstep could see him replaced by one of the many hungry talents waiting in the wings. For Russell, the stakes couldn't be higher, but the rewards of success are just as immense. George Russell's journey at Mercedes is a battle on multiple fronts: external competition, internal team dynamics, and the ever-present pressure to deliver results. To secure his future, he must rise above expectations, prove his leadership, and consistently perform at the highest level. With talents like Norris and Leclerc waiting in the wings, Russell has no room for error. However, his resilience and determination suggest he's ready to embrace the challenge. If he can maintain focus and deliver under pressure, he not only secures his seat, but also solidifies his place as a leader in Formula One's next generation. What do you think? Will George Russell secure his spot at Mercedes, or will external pressure take its toll? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.